Hello, Cruising World. Mick the Suit Guy with you. It's Monday. Now, as you may be able to tell, Monday should be haircut day, but that's coming up soon because I got to go get my hair cut right before our next cruise, which I'll be on or back from by the time these come out because I pre-record them. Anyways, I got a lot from myself because I've been working hard on coming up with new tips, and I got a couple sent by you. So please, I need more tips. Send me yours. I only know so many, and I'm sure some of my new ones are repeats. Anyways, this suit, I do this all the time. It actually comes with a bow tie, and frankly, I just couldn't be bothered to put it on. But just imagine, this goes, round the back, bow tie. Just picture this with a bow tie, and we're all good. One of the suits I'll be wearing on the cruise coming up. Now, if you look over to my right, this is the selection of suits that I shall be wearing on my Greenland cruise. All ready to go. Not going to pack them just yet, but that's them. Anyways, tips. All right, I got a tip. I don't know what the second one is. It's tips. 2 tips and then some of mine. All right, first one from Teresa. And I think Teresa sent me this a while ago and I forgot about it. And it's the same with the second one from Michael. He's an Aussie, so he doesn't really count, does he? Oops. Apart from beating us at every sport under the sun. Not the Women's World Cup semi-final, huh? Yeah. Anyway, all right, Teresa. If you have a passport card, it is not valid as proof outside of US, Canada, Mexico. You can still bring it with you, and it would help if you had to go to the embassy. I wish, and I've done this before, this is where it really falls flat not reading these in advance, because I keep forgetting what a passport card is. I think a passport card is what you use to travel between the US, Canada and Mexico, but not around the rest of the world. So I guess what Teresa's saying, and I think I'm correct for once, is that it doesn't count as a valid ID outside of those 3 countries. But it's still not a bad idea to take it in case you get in trouble in one of those countries, you can't find your passport, etc., etc. It's a backup if you have to go to the embassy in Sweden. Am I right, Teresa? Am I right? Put it in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think that's what you mean. So, although I'm still not really sure why you would have a passport card and a passport. Why would you need both? Maybe I'm missing something. If anybody knows the answer to that, put it in the comments. What is the benefit of a passport card and a passport? Homework for the day. Homework for the day. All right, Teresa, that's good. No complaints there. It's always good to have a backup. Always good to have a backup. I got my residency card. I got my passport. And I've got my real ID now. Don't forget, extra tip I'll throw in there for you. Real IDs are coming in soon. And I did this on a tip the other week. Ask yourself this question, this moment, this second, without looking. When does your passport expire? When does your driver's license expire? Most of you probably don't know. And a lot of you are checking right now. Make sure. Remember that passport has to be valid for 6 months after the cruise. 6 months after the cruise. Just saying. And it takes about 6 months to get a new passport. So if you need a new passport, get on it. Get on it. That's all I'm saying. All right. There you go, Teresa. You won't be able to pick this up, but outside this door, my cat is going crazy trying to get into this room. But she's not coming in. She is not coming in. We're on air. Big lights outside. All right. Here we go. From Michael. Tips about what to wear on board for parties. When you're on board, wear nice clothes. W-H-E-R-E. Aussies. Did you know, little known trivia fact, you might know this, but every Australian at some point is descended from an English criminal. Just thought I'd throw that one out there. That will get the Aussies in a tizzy. Aussie. Hey. Whatever. That's all they got, everybody. That's all they got. Don't wear crazy suits, otherwise you look like a crazy Englishman from Hitchin. Just testing if you read this beforehand. Michael. 1-1. Moving on. All right, I'll give you a couple of my tips, and then I'll do some more next week. I think I've got enough for like 3 weeks here, which should keep it going. I'll give you time to get your tips in. Notice why I just brushed the Aussie off. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Bye, bye, bye. Oh, now you got the In Sync song. It's our traditional sing-along song within. I just come up with the words by mistake. Genius. All right, here we go. Now, this one is very topical because I'll give you a bit of background in this one. It may take a little bit. I'm about to go on the Greenland cruise. So I am following very intently what's happening on the Greenland cruise that's happening right now, because we are the second of 2 cruises going to Greenland. We were the first ones announced, and then they added one before it. And a lot of people were upset because we wanted to be the first one, but I am so glad we are not, because I'm learning so much from the people on the first one. It's not even funny. One of the things I found out is you go to Greenland and there's 2 ports. One is called and the other one is called lots of letters. Q's and N's and all sorts of letters. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, there's 2 ports in Greenland, and then we're doing 3 in northern Canada. So the 2 in Greenland and the first one in northern Canada, they've done. So I know what to expect. I haven't even got to the tip yet, but we'll get there. The tip is about tender tickets. Okay? And this is a prime example. My tip was tender tickets. If you don't do an excursion with Carnival, find out where they hand them out to get them as early as possible so you can get on the tender as early as possible, because they'll prioritize Carnival excursion people, which I understand. And also on a normal cruise, like a non-journeys cruise, Platinum, Diamond, Faster to the Fun and Suites get priority to get off the ship. They don't on Journeys cruises, just because there's so many Platinum, Diamond people on there. Forget about it, right? I know the one they have right now, there's like 2,400 people on the ship, and just about half of them are Platinum or Diamond. So it's really impossible to do the priority. Anyway, so what's happening on this one is there's a lifeboat off the ship they're using as a tender, because we're in in Greenland, and they're not ports. We're just hanging out there for a day. And the locals are like, oh, who are these? Who are these people? And all the Americans will go ashore. They're wearing these like mosquito nets, right, on their face to go ashore because they heard all these bugs. And all the locals, they're just laughing at you. Oh, here come the Americans, all whatever. Anyways, so they're giving out the tender stickers, and bear with me on this one, at 6 a.m. So what happened is, on the first port, at 6 a.m. or so, everybody went down to get their tender stickers. They got their tender stickers, but then they realized, even though I think there's 4 lifeboats going back and forth between there and the shore, there was only one place they could drop off, so it was really slow. And some people, it took them, like 3-4 hours to get off the ship. So that's a little bit frustrating, when you've been, quite frankly, this was not a cheap cruise for a lot of people. So people were, quite rightly a bit upset about that. So they got there, they come back. And then, so the next morning, same thing, 6 o'clock tender stickers. People started getting in line at 4 a.m. to get the earliest tender off. Even then, you're not going to get off straight away because the Carnival tours are going to get off first. I understand that. But it's a bit frustrating. You have to get up at 4 to get in line for tickets at 6 or 6:30, whatever it was, knowing you're probably not going to get off the ship until like 10:30. My simple question is, Carnival, why couldn't you give the tender stickers out during the day before? But we're not going to go there. I've learned, if it seems too logical, don't ask the question. Don't ask the question. Just going to throw my hands up. I'm sure there's a genuine reason why. I was going to go on John Hill's page and ask him, but I would probably just get attacked by everybody for being a privileged cruiser, and how dare I complain about getting up at 4 in the morning to get a tender 5 hours later, 6 hours later. Anyways, and now on the third port, because the first 3 are tenders, I put 4 fingers up. Julie will laugh. She never watches these videos, But if she did, she'd laugh because I went the first 3 I'm holding up for. I do it all the time. I think it's St. Anthony's in New York. Is another tender, and people were up even earlier this morning, right? And you don't even want to know what the lines are like to get the tender back. I can only imagine if I find a local bar with beers and I have a few, and then I got to get in line for like 2 hours to get back to the ship or whatever it is, because the lines are long. I've seen them. I hope there's a restroom or a bush. That's all I'm going to say. We'll leave that one there. But anyway, that was a very long-winded way of saying that tender tickets, and for those that don't understand how that works, which I should have said at the very beginning, when there's a tender port, as in the ship can't pull up alongside, Belize because of the coral, Catalina because of the coral, there's usually environmental reasons why a ship can't pull up alongside. Sometimes it's size, but a lot of the times it's the ecosystem, which again, totally understandable. So the ship will dock out, and then tender boats will come up and you'll get off and go into shore, and they'll run you back and forth to the shore. If you go on Carnival's website, you can see a complete list of them. I also have a video out there showing you every port that is tendered. Almost all the ones in Australia are, but you can have a look and see it. Anyway, so that's what they'll do. And then what Carnival will do is they'll give you out tickets, first come, first serve. So the first people that show up will get tender boat number 1. It'll probably be like 6 or 7 because the Carnival excursion people will get number 1, 2, 3, whatever. But anyway, there'll be a first one for the non-Carnival excursion people, and the first people in line will get that, and so on and so on and so on. And once they've all gone, they'll open up the ship for free disembarking. I was just at Princess K's, same thing. I was in no rush to go ashore, so I waited till the rush was over, and then I got on and off. This situation's a bit different because it's Greenland and I'm never going to go there again, so everybody's going to want to get off. So it's going to be fun. Anyways, that's that. Very long-winded tip on a that could have been done in about 30 seconds. But I wanted to talk. I'm lonely. Julie's in San Diego working. It's just me and the cats, and you. So, sorry. You drew the short straw. All right, I'll give you one more today, which I probably way over time, my normal 10 minutes or so. But anyway, I'm going to do this. And this might not be a quick one. So actually, I'm going to leave that one to next week. Let me find a quick one that I can do. Here's one I thought about. Flashlight in the bathroom. And I saw this online on something else as well, which reminded me because I meant to do this one the other day. If you are the sort of person that likes to get up a lot in the middle of the night, Julie, and your other half is someone that is a very light sleeper, me, and you get up in the middle of the night to go to the toilet, and you turn the lights on in the bathroom, that is very likely to wake up the person that's a very light sleeper. So if you have a little flashlight, or you could use your phone, but if you have a little flashlight either by the side of the bed or in the bathroom, use that. Some of the newer ships actually have track lighting in the carpet to lead you to the bathroom in the middle of the night, but not the older ones. So just a little tip for you right there. That's a nice easy one to end you on after the monotony of the other one. Yeah, the next one was very long. I'll save that for next week, which I'm going to be recording in approximately 2 minutes. As soon as I change the suit. I'm just looking at my suits to decide which one I'm going to wear. It just has to be one that goes with this shirt because I don't want to change the shirt. I'm lazy. So, I've seen it. All right. There we go. All right, so tips for this week. Weird ones. Teresa's wasn't. Michael's. And my one was very long-winded on the tender ticket. So I can only apologize for this week's poor edition, Teresa accepted, of tips. It gets better, I promise you. Until next week, subscribe, hit that bell if you want to get notifications on these wonderfully educational, normally, videos. If you have any questions, my email is coming up at the end of the video. And if you'd like to send me your tips, as you can see, you can do a better job than I can. Teresa was the only good one this week. So send me yours. Send me your cruising traditions. What do you like to do every cruise? And as I've started to say now, don't send me things like do the muster drill. That's not a tradition. That's a must. Something different that you do other people. Oh, that's a cool idea. And we've had several over time. I'm not going to tell you what they are. I'm going to challenge you to send me yours. I will tell you one of mine, which I say all the time. These inflatable ships up there. Every cruise, we'll do a pub crawl, a bar crawl around the ship, and we'll have the bartenders sign those ships. Although I counted up, I only have 12 left, and they stopped making them. So I've got to try and find a new thing to get them to do, which is actually good because I'm running out of space. All right, waffle, 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 waffle. Okay, wish me luck on my trip to Greenland and to northern Canada. And with that, I will see you later, cruising world.